Okay, everybody, so I'm doing a tarot pull for Zelensky now. Sorry I didn't get to it yesterday. It was a long day. I do want to clear something up on Putin's. Everything was correct except I had said that swords are action. They're not. They're about communication. It represents him communicating to his army. My bad. I am human. I'm entitled to make mistakes. But this is a spread for Zelensky. Now, as I was pulling these for the present, I had two cards pop out. So I have to play them. I have to use them. So there's going to be a few more here than what we did on Putin. But let's start off with what we have here. I'm going to turn this around so you could see it. This is the Empress card. This was drawn in reverse, and it is representing his past. And anytime you're dealing with the past card, excuse me, anytime you're dealing with the Empress card reversed in the past, this is representing problems within a domestic problem. Now, for him, this is his country. This is the possibility of Russia invading. This is where there's relationship issues with Russia. Okay, not going to focus too much on that because that's the past, and you know my motto, there's no future in your past. Let's move on to the present. Now, two cards spit out here. I don't know which ones they are, but two cards spit out. So now I have to use these cards. There's a message coming through for his present. So let's turn the first one over. The first one is the Sun card, and it's upright. It is generally a very beautiful card. But right now, there's no sun shining on President Zelensky or the Ukraine, okay? And so the Sun card has gone in reverse. And anytime you're dealing with the Sun card in reverse, this is about the demands of being in the public eye. It's about competition. It is about needing to come back to reality. Maybe in some way. Like I said, I'm very concerned about him. He could die. He's operating on his negative dragon days, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of March. So I know he wants to do the right thing and stay with his soldiers and fight, but it might be a good option for him to get out and be with his family. If he doesn't make that choice, there is the possibility of him being captured and being killed. That's what I see. I'm hoping not. I didn't realize, I found out this morning from my mother that he is Jewish. It's just another reason for the universe to hate him with all the racism we have and ignorance and stupidity in the world. So, very concerned about him. As I was pulling this, two spit out, so I have to play the other one as well. And anytime we're dealing with that, you have to play it because there's a message Spirit is trying to give to me. And on this one, it is the Moon card. I'm going to move these so you all can see them. And it's upright, and this is in his present. And anytime, this represents crone energy and crone aspect and crone wisdom. So he really does need to listen to the advice of his soldiers and his comrades, and so to speak. He really needs to listen to their advice and what they're saying to him. What else can I... This is about tearful events happening, connection with family. This is about being very sensitive to the situation. I think deep down he's very depressed about what's happening to his country, and it is breaking his heart. This is where he needs to watch the moon. If I was his astrologer, I would have advised him to get out of the country at least for a couple of days, starting today, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. If he wants to resume fighting with his soldiers, then he could do that in 3 days. But for the next 3 days, he should get out of Dodge. That's my best advice to President Zelensky. Okay, future, and what the future holds for President Zelensky. And it is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Now, please remember, I believe Putin drew that in one of his spreads that I did. This is a communication card, and it is in reverse. So anytime you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, this is representing conflict and aggression. This is where there's no progress. So in the next, this is a pull not for a month or 2 or 3. This is a pull for the next week or so. okay? There's not going to be much progress happening. It does represent more conflict, more aggression. I hate to say that. Now I'm going to pull one more. Okay, let me put that there. This is my Nostradamus deck. It's only the major arcana. And I want to ask Spirit, final outcome here for President Zelensky. What is final outcome? Final outcome. Final outcome, Spirit. What is the outcome here? In the Nostradamus deck, we don't work with reversed. So he drew the Hierophant. Now, this is, depending on what method of astrology you practice and what modality of the tarot cards you practice, the Hierophant is the Jupiter card, okay? It's the Lord of, not Lord of Luck, but it does represent high knowledge, okay? The Hierophant is also, how could I explain this? In the Rider-Waite, it is the Hierophant. In the Witch's deck, in this deck, I believe, I'm not sure what he's called in that. This card has several different words. Not words, but several different, what's the word I'm looking for? Some call him the Hierophant. Some call him the Pope or the Priest card. Okay, but this is high metaphysical knowledge. This is actually a really good card for Zelensky. I am really hoping that he stays alive. Like I said, I'm incredibly concerned about him and his future. Once I found out about him being Jewish, it really kind of concerned me because, you know, we live in a world where there's so much hatred towards people, and especially because of their race. It's rather disturbing. But I wrote something down here. Before I read that card, I want to tell you something. I'm looking for my notes on it, and I just can't seem to find it. So, bear with me. 1 minute, 1 minute. Bear with me, you guys. I guess I can't find it. It had to do with, if I jog my memory a little bit, it had to do with where his Mars is placed. I talked about this before, but I can't remember if I talked about it with only my Patreons. I'm starting to forget who I discussed things with and who I didn't discuss things with. I'm kind of pissed off now because I can't find that. Okay, well, let me explain this. He has Mars in his 8th house. The 8th house is the house of death. And anytime you're dealing with Mars in the 8th house, that can represent death or violence through warfare. I think I explained this to you guys. I'm not sure if it was on Patreon or the general public. I can't remember. The days are rolling into each other. But this is a Jupiter card. This is, there's legal matters getting ready to take place in his future. It's about elder wisdom. And I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, maybe someone steps in to help him. I don't think it's the United States, but it might be Germany. It might be another country, France, possibly. I do think it might be one of the United Nations, EU, European Union. Could be something like that, the European Union. But it is elder wisdom. It is spiritual protection. So fingers crossed that nothing bad happens to him in the next 3 days. Like I said, he is operating on a negative window. If he can get through these next 3 days without being harmed, killed, or captured, the future might be a little brighter for him, okay? I'm going to start doing tarot pulls on this situation once a week for you guys. The next pull I do for you guys is going to be on Ukraine itself. That won't be for a few more days. But like I said, Mars in the 8th house in Leo does represent warfare of some sort. So say some prayers for President Zelensky. He is in a lot of danger. Have a great day. Blessed be.